Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A major development in the Crimean Bridge, Kerch Bridge, was attacked and some explosives detonated and the bridge was damaged. This is the third attack by the Ukrainians on the Crimean Bridge. I will show you maps, I will show you two articles and details. But first I would like to thank one of my subscribers who informed me about someone's comments in one of my videos today notifying me about the Crimean Bridge being damaged. Earlier today, I read an article saying the Crimean Bridge was closed. But I said it closed because probably yesterday's attacks, the 40-some whatever. I said maybe it was because of that. But no, thank you very much. My two dear subscribers, one that notified me and the other one who made the comment on my video today. Thank you very much. See, my subscribers, my friends, work hard with me. All right, let's start with the articles and then we're going to go to the maps. I told you they will do it. This is the third time. The first time, if you remember, they did it with that truck that crossed the Kerch Bridge and exploded. The second one, they did it with the Magura V and whatever drone that hit one of the pylons, if I remember correctly, something like that, right? Right, this time it was with the explosives, according to the Ukrainians, placed at the bottom. So that means they were and did it, or there was again the drones underwater or something. But hey, let's look at the details. Ukrainska Pravda. Ukraine's security service strikes Crimean Bridge for third time, this time underwater. So I don't know exactly this is over water, but anyway. I don't know if this is an accurate picture, but I want to tell you something else. These guys have no problem hitting civilian infrastructure. Oh, I know. The Ukrainians call it military infrastructure because it's used by the military as well. Well, I think city streets are used by the military in Ukraine to defend, no? So are they legitimate targets? Buildings are used by the military. Ukrainian armed forces of Ukraine are using cities and their buildings. So the Russian strikes in these kind of buildings is legitimate. According to the Ukrainians, is legitimate to hit this bridge. They call it illegal construction. All right, illegal construction. All right, let's move on. Remember, this is not a terrorist attack. The West will not portray this as a terrorist attack. Will portray it as a big, successful planned by the Americans and the Brits eventually. And let's read. The Security Service of Ukraine has carried out a unique special operation striking the Crimean Bridge for the third time, this time with an underwater attack. The operation lasted several months. 7 months. Now, what I'm going to read here could open up the question, it was the Americans again, like the Nord Stream pipelines, or what? Because they will make the point, if we, the Ukrainians, were able to blow up that going underneath with 1,100 kilograms in TNT equivalent, that means we could have done it to the Nord Stream, couldn't we? That's going to be the connection these guys are making. I make this claim. I give 0%. Let's put 1, but not even... Let's give between 0 and 1. It's always possible, I think it's minimal, that the Ukrainians blew up the Nord Stream pipelines. That's for me. And I don't know exactly the details here. We're going to read them together. They don't think they have the capability. So at 4:44 a.m., the SSU activated underwater explosive devices placed beneath the bridge supports. The SSU reported that the explosives, with a power of 1,100 kilograms in TNT equivalent, caused significant structural damage at the seabed level. As a result of the explosion, the bridge is now in an emergency condition. Question: isn't that interesting that the Russians are incapable of conducting such operations, but only the Ukrainians are able? Isn't that interesting? It's just a question. Or do you think it's NATO who's doing this? NATO specialists who are doing this? Well, I think it's a NATO specialist. Do I have any claims? Have any evidence? No, but I don't want to turn full retard here. Okay, not for this video. So Nevertheless, that's what they claim. It was the Ukrainians. But somehow the Russians are, they don't know how to do it. Spare me. But congratulations to the guys who organized such a, I don't know, good operation. Successful so far. I don't know exactly it was supposed to the bridge or just a little bit. I think it was supposed to damage it completely, taking out of service. The SSU noted that the operation was meticulously planned and caused no civilian casualties. No, nothing. The planning and coordination were personally overseen by the head of the SSU, Lieutenant General Vasil Malyuk. All right, I thought it was Zelensky himself. Quote from Malyuk: "Third time's a charm, and the SSU always completes its mission and never repeats itself. We previously struck the Crimean Bridge in 2022 and 2023, so today we continue the tradition underwater. There is no place for any illegal Russian structures on the territory of our state. This is why the Crimean Bridge is a complete legitimate target, especially given that the enemy used it as a logistic artillery to supply its troops. Crimea is Ukraine, and any manifestation of occupation will receive our harsh response." Okay, here it is. Should I play that video? All right, let's see first. Yeah, we're going to play the explosion right there. One. Well, just a, little thing over there, no casualties, no anything of that kind, so it's not a big deal, let's put it this way. It was just planned over there, boom, and that's it. All right. All right, just stop. Oh, it was a sound or something? Let's see. All right, and that gets me to the second article from New Voice of Ukraine. Ukraine SBU confirms successful strike on Crimean Bridge. And this is just what it was from underneath. So the same thing, pop, no casualties. This is the video, obviously, that I played. Let me see if it has, oh, don't allow. Let's see. All right, let's try again. Maybe we'll make it bigger. All right, here it is. So the same information was over there. Let me stop this thing. All right. Third time. I mean, is a charm. Let me show you something else. These are some of my videos that I published, I don't know, during this time, February 6, 2024. This is when Ukraine will destroy the cursed Crimean Bridge. Now, Zelensky's time will try to strike Moscow plus Kerch Bridge on his way out. That's how Ukraine will destroy the Kerch Bridge. Got it? And I predicted and still predict that they will destroy it this way. Let me show you the map first. So we have this covered. Right here. This is the map of Ukraine. The Crimean Peninsula is in the south. This is right here. And you have the Kerch Bridge exactly between. This is the Sea of Azov, this is the Black Sea, this is the Kerch Bridge, this is the Crimean Peninsula right here. So this is Russia. Let me get my head out, let's see. All right, are you happy now? You don't see me? God damn it, that's awful. All right, so this is Ukraine, obviously. This is the Crimean Peninsula, this is Romania here, this is Moldova, this is Bulgaria here, south down here is Turkey. So this is the Kerch Bridge, the illegal construction. So this is where these guys hit. Right there, this little. Oh, I'm gonna go over a different map as well. So here is our little map, and we're gonna go to the Black Sea right here. This is Europe, obviously. Here's the Black Sea, that's Crimean Peninsula exactly there. This is Romania, Bulgaria, as I said, Turkey, Georgia, and so on. So this on the Black Sea, this is the Crimean Peninsula, this is the Kerch Bridge exactly there. So let's get closer to it. Right there. The Russians launched usually drones attack from Cape Shauda right here, but this is the Kerch Bridge. Beautiful construction. This is on land. And let's look at some of the pylons, which are located right here. This is where it occurred. This is the span. So one of the pylons located underneath, it seems like. Let me see, is that the right thing? Yeah, that's the one. That's the navigation thing, and as well as here, but this seems to be much lower. So either here or as they did before in this little piece. This is the main navigation. If you look, you're gonna see maybe some vessels around. No vessels. All right, you don't see anything there. Closer, no. So this is it right here, my friends. So I hope YouTube will not have any problems with this. This is educational, showing what happened, the magnitude of that explosion. I expected it bigger than that, to be honest with you. 1,100 kilograms of TNT, that's it. Anyway, the bridge is still standing. This is the third attempt. So what could the Russians do? What will they do? Should I show you this CC cup? I think I should show you coffee. There you go, with flowers. All right. So, no, I'm not. Don't worry. Whomever had some ideas, no. And no two, just one. All right, so what do you think the Russians will do? Probably they will hit some targets again. You know what? I'm surprised. I'm straight. Why the Russians never struck the president's building in Kiev? Do you think they tried, but they were incapable because it's so well defended? I think it is very good defended. I mean, must be. That's the first one, and the second, I think, is still a unwritten rule for some who still want to maintain a facade of civilization. We're not going to hit that. I mean, unlike the Americans who hit whatever they want, including Saddam's palace or Gaddafi's palace. Those are garbage. But anyway, and remember, they hit even Slobodan Milosevic, NATO, that is, presidential office in Belgrade. Good job. Those are the worst, the lowest of the lowest. They are the, as they call them here, the trailer. That's what they are, and it's supposedly in our names. And the Russians were incapable to hit Kiev's presidential office. Remember, building. Those guys hit the Kremlin twice. Once with 2 drones. There were videos. Now, were they Russian drones or they were Ukrainian drones? Nevertheless, they did. They were successful with the drones. That's why probably the Russians don't want the Taurus missiles, the German missiles, to be over there. So what would given to Ukraine? Given to. So what do you think the Russians will do? If they will hit the presidential office building of Ukraine, I think they will. They still want to work. I think, I don't know exactly, I didn't conduct a poll of opinion in Ukraine, but they don't want to get to that point where they're going to say, you know what, we're going to hit your institutions like that. But that's just me. That's why probably they don't use nuclear weapons. They could use nuclear weapons. They would lose probably. The media will have such a big, oh, see, oh, can't you see? Right. So that's, I think the Russians try not to. They don't want to give these guys is a reason to say, now this is it. Now they can say the drones, the missiles, hit civilian schools and all that. That's one thing. But the other, if you hit with nuclear weapons or the presidential building, probably the media will say, see, there's terrorism right there. But anyway, the other guys can do it. We can't. I don't believe the Russians are incapable. I don't think so. You send a few missiles over there, hypersonic, and the Patriot takes a shit. So how would the Ukrainians hit the Crimean Bridge? The Ukrainians, the West, they will flood the air defense systems of the Russians. They will send 300 drones with 25 missiles, and they will come in waves, close waves. They will destroy it. 3 missiles is gonna fuck it up if they're pointed to the same locations. These guys, it's like you have guns, choo, and then what do? Oh, click, poof, back, choo, go back, or If you're with AK, boom, boom, clap, clip, clop, clop, until you do this, they are hitting your target by flooding your defense systems. That's what they do. With fake drones, not fake drones, with how do you call it, decoys, boom, 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 harmless. They're gonna make you shoot at them, and then you read, you send, I don't know, about 30 missiles. And if you really want, but what would that prove? That the Russians will hit you with nuclear weapons in return? Probably they got a warning, but we'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.